I'm gonna get started with this project. I picked out some different pieces of fabric I found in my craft stash. I have this nice kind of neutral brown. It looks like it would be on a couch or something. I also have this like gray kind of fuzzy bumpy texture, as well as an old striped t-shirt that I don't even know where I got this, to be honest. So the first thing I'm going to start with is we're going to be making this adorable cute little gnome, is making the body. So for the rest of the gnome, I'm also going to be using probably one of these larger wooden beads for like the nose of the gnome. I have some, instead of like buying stuffing to stuff it, I'm just using pieces of dryer lint, pieces of yarn, a sock, just random things to stuff it. I'm also going to be weighing it down with some of these little yellow split peas. That'll go at the bottom. And then I have like different beards I'm going to try out. See which beard I like the best with. I kind of like this color actually. Okay, I'm so excited. Let's get started. So I don't think I'll be using this much of the fabric. I'm going to start by making the body. I'm going to cut this part off because I don't need this. I want to create like a square shape. This will be the body. So when we fold it upwards, this is going to be the body part. So we'll cut off the excess in a minute. But first, I do want to pour a little bit of these down at the bottom of our gnome, just to kind of weigh him down. See what I mean? I'm also going to be using these little teeny rubber bands I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use a couple of them. First, I need to actually put some stuffing in the inside here. I think I'm going to put this down into a larger kind of cup, like a mug or something. This will work right here. This is going to help kind of stabilize it going upwards. It might be easier to use a rubber band to hold it in place. For the time being, I'm going to just do this. And then I'm just going to grab whatever type of stuffing, some lint pieces, make sure this thing's really stuffed up. Then I can tie this together. I'm going to use that little rubber band. Okay, so I'm going to tie this in together. And then tie this in together. It's like we tied a little dirty diaper. And then I have to like kind of shape it out how I want it to look. Tie these together with the little rubber band. Okay, and then that will just kind of stick upwards. I don't think that's a big deal. It's going to be covered up anyways. Okay, the next thing I want to do is actually make his little arms. And how I'm going to do that is just cut out a strip of fabric, probably about like this. And see how I cut it at an angle? I want his arms to be about this long, but I need extra to glue it down. So I'm thinking about right in here. Okay, and then we'll just copy that same piece. What we need to do is glue the sides together like this. Make sure our good side of the fabric is sandwiched downwards. I'm gonna let those dry for just a second. As those are drying, I'm gonna get some more of my like lint out. We're gonna be using this to stuff the arms. Okay, so what I wanna do is turn this inside out. Might be easier to do this with a pencil. I might have to cut this down, I don't know. Maybe not, because when I glue it on. So that's what it's gonna be looking like. So I think my best bet is gonna be to go ahead and glue them down. I have that seam. That seam is actually gonna be probably placed up here. So I'm just gonna figure out what side I want the front to be. I don't think it really matters. Probably gonna do this. as my front, and then I'll just glue this right here on the side. I'm gonna glue it shut and right here. Same thing on this side. And then I can start stuffing the little arm. Glue it in there and push it back with the eraser. And push it as far as it can go down. His little arm's getting there, getting stuffed. Okay, once it's about fully stuffed, but you have just a little bit at the end, I'm then gonna take one of those beads, just a large bead of any sort, and I'm actually gonna be gluing it in like this, like up in there. You could glue it this way if you wanted. I'm gonna try to get it as far in there as possible and just really push those holes of the bead like into the fabric. His arm's a bit longer than what I wanted it, but that's okay. That's literally whatever. We're just gonna roll with what's going on here. So there's our base of our cute little gnome so far. The next thing I want to glue down is the beard, and I was probably gonna go either with this one, or I'm thinking I have all different kinds of fur. I really like this one too with the black tips. So I think I might do this one. Let's cut this open. This thing right here is actually the back of the zipper thing that goes around a coat. Found it in the trash. That's why I like to reuse stuff. It's free. Not sure how much of the beard I'm gonna be using. I think that's probably good enough, so I'm just gonna cut it here. So I like that it's already in this kind of shape right here. Probably just gonna work with this and glue this down as the beard, but I don't really want to glue, I don't want this black showing on the edges. I'm just gonna tear it off, kind of fluff it up on those sides. I can work with that, I like it. And this, again, the beard is just really, really long. That's fine. I'm gonna actually make pants so his body looks longer then. So now I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down from here, and then a little bit down the sides and a little bit here, just like this. And just plop that down. And then what you can do is separate right here in the middle somewhere and put his little nose. And then when we make the hat, it's gonna go over all of like the arms right in here. But I wanna make the pants now. Isn't this thing looking like freaking cute? Now I gotta make the pants, which I'm thinking just making it out of this material again. I wanna do kind of like shorts. I think the best bet would be something like this, and then just like cut this. Probably would need to glue these right sides together and then flip them inside out. Right here. Notice where I'm putting the glue. I want the leg holes to be open as well as the top. I also want to try to stuff these as well. Look at the cute little legs. This is so cute. I'm wondering if this is gonna fit properly. I'm thinking like setting this in, like the base of it, setting it kind of inside like that a little bit. I'm not sure how it's gonna attach. But I'm gonna go ahead and stuff it. I'll finish like stuffing the rest of the legs once the majority of this part is stuffed. I'm wondering if I should glue this kind of, because I want him to be sitting on the shelf. So I could glue this kind of in front of him. It's gonna look a little awkward and weird. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna glue it kind of right here at an angle. I'm gonna try to stretch this over. It's definitely more difficult than what it looks. I'm gonna make sure that this looks okay. So the legs will kind of hang a little bit. I'm gonna take this material, get like a sleeve of the t-shirt. Probably just cut a little bit of fabric off of the sleeve. So I'm gonna just go in like that. This really doesn't matter which side, I guess. These are gonna be like the little socks that kind of peek out. And I'm gonna try to utilize the edge of the shirt sleeve as like the bottom piece of his leg area. And these I probably won't really stuff because I really want them to like hang a little more. I might stuff more towards the bottom of them, if that makes sense. So I'm thinking like I'll just have to push this up in here. Put some glue or something on it. His legs should be twice the length. Okay, like that. So probably like right in there. I like that. I think it's cute. I'm gonna try to go ahead and work on his head, and then I'll do his feet last. For the hat, I wanted to use this material because it has some really fun texture. I need to create like a cone shape situation. Oh, I thought that was gonna work. Kind of. Not even sure if this is the right size, to be honest. Feeling it's like way too large. But I'm gonna flip it inside out. Anyway, we're gonna see if this fits. Didn't really measure. Okay, I like that. That's cute. I feel like it's too large, so I'm gonna fold it in all the way around. I'm gonna have to actually glue that. That kind of helps shorten the hat a little bit, which I think is gonna help overall. So it's not like as big or whatever. I like to save my scraps of fabric that I know I'm not going to use, cut them into pieces, and I just can use those as stuffing like in the hat. That looks so much better, doesn't it? Put it down. I could glue it like that if I wanted to. I'm going to leave it like this. I think it's stuffed pretty good, and then re-glue this shut. I'm almost wondering if I should put a little bit of this around the sleeves. I kind of like that to tie in the hat. So to create these little cuffs, I'm actually just rolling this fabric in on itself to create kind of like a strip of fabric. But I didn't want any of the seams to show, so the seam is in the inside, and then I'm just gluing it around where the bead is. Really close to the bead, but also it's gonna cover up like any imperfections from the other fabric. I should probably do a brown piece on the top then, right here, like a little brown ball or something. Let's take like a bead or something. Okay, that will just tie everything together. His little booties are probably going to be made out of like the same material. To create the boots, I cut out a strip of fabric. I cut that in half, and then I was able to just cut my shape out on the fabric. Once I was happy with my shape of the boot, I then mimicked that, and I had to do this 4 times. And then with the good sides facing together, I glued this around, leaving that top part of the boot open so that we can stuff this. I'm gonna turn this inside out. I honestly wasn't too sure if this was even gonna like turn out, but these are kind of cute. And, like stuff them are random. I just noticed one of the feet is like bigger than the other, and I got one of the legs a little bit bigger than the other. It is what it is. Probably just like glue it together like that. I think I like that. Now I just need to add a little bit of that gray fabric. And then I'm just gonna glue it around that. And then just cut off that excess. And here is the finished gnome.